Hello guys and welcome back. In this one, we're going to try to finish our combo here. So back here to the player, right? We need to take care of the other branch, which is what if we're playing that montage, right? The true part. Okay, here I'm going to go drag it out and then create a, we need to make sure that we know the montage we're playing, and then we need to tell it what's next. That's going to require us to get a reference to mesh and then get animation instance. This get animation instance is going to give you actually an animation blueprint. The parent class of a animation blueprint is animation instance. Really weird naming. Okay, so back here to the animation instance, then we can then get current active montage there. Okay. And then we know that's the one here because we're checking it here, right? And then if that's the same, actually we need to tell it next section. That's right. We're going to tell it, hey, what's next to play? And that's when we can utilize the next combo section name, drag it over there to the next section. Okay. So this is basically telling it to what's next after the current one is finished. Okay, this has one advantage, which is the animation wouldn't just suddenly stop and transition to another. It will just know what's next, but it doesn't stop or transition until the current one is finished. So your animation will not be interrupted in this case. That's why we use this workflow. Okay, and then the section name to change, of course, is the current one, right? So we can just again get current montage, get current section, right? And the section will be the one. So we move from this section to this new section, and again the montage we can use the same one here. You can double click to add reroute node, and that's why I hate blueprint, because it's too much lens. Okay, now we have all these guys. And that, yeah, it becomes a simple thing here. We just need to connect the true to these guys. I guess I can add in a custom event and call this y try next combo and drag it in there. Okay, and let's see if I can put it there. Okay, in the true part we just call that try next combo. Will execute whatever that's after this, which is one thing to set the next section. That's right. So this is going to tell it what to do when we reach to the next section, but there's one flaw here. Let me show you. Oh, there's an arrow already. What's the arrow? Oh, target is an animation instance, so this one will be the one. Okay. All right, let's try to play the game. You'll see that we're able to do the next combo, but not definitely. Sometimes we're not. Right? If we click in the right time, we could. But if we click again somewhere when the animation montage reaches to the end, sorry, the notify reaches to the end, it's cleared, right? If you think about the logic here, you can see now there's a hidden arrow here, which is when you're anywhere in here, nothing would happen because there's no next section set. When you're anywhere here, you click, it knows what's the next section. But when you click in this time range, it clears that section, right? So that it raises the section again. So we don't want that to happen. Right, we want this part to not do anything. Okay, we want this part to still update the section. That's right. This part does nothing, which is correct, but this part shouldn't be doing anything. Okay, that's the problem here. Okay, so let's go back here to the player here. Okay, and then it's an easy fix. We just need to give it a gate. And this is something really interesting about Blueprint. This is something that does not exist in any programming language. The gate. Okay, and then let me create two custom events. This one will be refresh combo, and that will be opening the gate. And then let me create another one, custom event block combo. Okay, and I will go to the close, which will close it. Okay, the refresh combo will be needed whenever we have a new section, so we just call refresh combo, which will then open the gate, right? And then whenever the combo is cleared, we just close the gate, right? So we're gonna say block combo, and that should be it. So basically what this does is whenever we reach to the end of the notify, this wouldn't even allow you to do anything because we're closing it from the block combo whenever we, this one is called, if you do recall, right, when the animation notify state reaches to the end, and that will block the combo which blocks the gate, which means that when we click again here, try next combo, that's why it's named try next combo, it wouldn't go through because the gate is closed by this event. Okay, which will allow us to not having trouble to jump to the next section. Okay, that should be the whole construct. Let me compile and save it. Now you can see we are always able to go to the next section if we click in time, even we're spamming the mouse. Maybe that's what you want, maybe that's what you not want, right? But you can see now how we are able to combo. Okay, now it looks okay if we just look at the upper body, but it becomes apparently something is wrong if you look at the legs. Right, we're moving, we're attacking, which should be something you should be able to do, but the legs are standing there. That's because the combo animation doesn't really have any running foot, right? That's again, we need to do something in the animation graph so that when we're running, we're still seeing the leg running, but when we attack during running, the attacking animation will be played only on the top part of the body, okay? So how does that work? Let's go to the animation blueprint. Okay, now we can first of all grab the animation montage, which is, oops, go back here to the animation montage. Okay, and then we can change the slot. Go to the slot and go to the slot manager. We can add in a new slot. I can call this one, I guess, because there's quite a bunch of things that's there because the importing of the animations have those slots. I actually wanted to call it UpperBody, but there's already an UpperBody. So let me call it my UpperBody just to differentiate. If you're having a brand new project, you wouldn't have any of these slots except the default. Okay, my UpperBody. Okay, now let's change the slot to the UpperBody, my UpperBody. Okay, now the animation will stop playing immediately. That's not because something is wrong. It's a little bug in Unreal. So what you have to do is close this and reopen it, and then it's going to be playing again. Really weird. Okay, so now our animation is on the my UpperBody slot, which means if you have learned it from the previous video, your click wouldn't do anything because there's no UpperBody slot, right, in the animation blueprint. So we need to change that default slot then to the same slot, my UpperBody slot. Compile and save it. So we're back to what we had before. Now here's becomes something interesting. We can drag out from the UpperBody slot. We can create a new cache. And let's name this cache UpperBody. Okay. And then let's create the, oh, we have the locomotion here. I guess we can do locomotion. We need to cache that. So let's grab the locomotion and cache it as well. Call this one locomotion cache. Okay. And then we get the locomotion here. So basically we're not doing anything else other than just having a bunch of separations here. So we were having this connection earlier, but now we're just doing that with a reference or with a cache here. And that's because I need to use that again. Let me duplicate that. Notice that when you connect one to another, the previous connection will be broken. So the only way you can connect something to something else twice or use something twice is to use the cache. Okay, so we have the local motion cache and the upper body cache. Let me create both. So we're referencing what's before the upper body slot, which is this guy, and what's after, right? That's the two things. And then we're going to blend those two. There's a node called layer blend per bone. Okay, so we're blending based on the bone. Okay, and we're blending from the base pose, which is the one that doesn't have the upper body slot, and the one that's after the upper body slot, right, which is this guy. And that result goes to the output pose. Compile and save it. And at the moment, right, there's no setup to the layered blend per bone. If we play the game now, you can see, well, we no longer have the combo. Okay, that's because there's no blending to the base pose 0, which is the upper body. Upper body is completely not happening. So then we can click on the layer blend per bone, and we can tell it from where we want to start blending to the upper body part. So here, if you go to the character, bones, and show the all hierarchy, and you also want to show the bone name. And let's pause the animation, get closer. You can see there's one bone. I mean, the robot is quite complex. We can see there's one called span 01. Right, so we're going to blend from span 01 up. That's the upper body. So what I have to do here is go there and go to the layer setup, and then go to the index 0 and create a new branch filter. And then here in the index, our bone name will be span 01. And then for the next 3 joints, we're going to gradually blend from the local motion to the upper body. Right, that's the what this does. Okay, so what this means is that from the span 01 and then to the next 3 joints in the lower hierarchy, so from span up, right, for the next 3 hierarchies, we're going to blend from the base pose, which is the local motion, to the upper body. Okay, you can add as much filter as you want. So if you want to have the legs, you can have the side left, side right as new indices or new elements in the branch filter. You can tell them how to blend, right? So you can blend whatever amount of joints you want to blend. This is very similar to the masking, avatar masking in Unity, right? But you need to use the naming there. Okay, all right. So that will be it. Let me compile and save it. Back here to the map, if we play the game now, you can see how our legs are running, right? But our combo is happening on the top. But you can see there's something weird. The combo is shifted, right? It doesn't look like the original one. That's because the combo is affected by the joints, right? By the joints in the middle. So we can tell the blending to not take account the upper hierarchy by changing the blending space to mesh space, meaning global space. So the rotation is going to be the world rotation that you're blending to. Now if you play the animation now, you can see this is more like the previous one. You can see how they're reaching to wherever they were reaching. And this will work in any animation now, right? Whatever that's happening to the upper body will not be affected, or whatever happening to the lower body, right, will not be affected by your upper body montages. Okay, the reason we're naming that as upper body is because whatever you want to play only on the upper body, you can play that in this particular slot, because that slot will then be blended out, right, only, or be showing up only on the upper part of the body. That's why it's called upper body. So you can also see sometimes in some animation blueprints you have another cache, and this one will be called full body. Okay, and then the slot for full body will be in here, and that's the origin of those naming. If it's confusing to you now, it should make more sense, right? Because whatever animation montage played in the full body slot will be full body, right? And let me do the final connection. So full body, and that goes to the pose here. And you can see how the animation graph of Unreal Engine on the top level is very clean, right? There's no weird crossing lines. It's like one row and another row. Right, so that's the power of the Unreal Engine's animation system. It's on one hand looks a bit confusing or mysterious on the surface, But once you understand how it works, you can really appreciate the power or the flexibility and the cleanness of the system. Alright, that'll be it for this video. Alright, in the next one, we're just adding in the dance animation, maybe some emote, and that'll be it for the tutorial. Alright, see you guys next time.